A few days ago, I posted this video about a bench that folds into a table, or in the interim, it folds into a sofa table. So it's actually 3 pieces of furniture in one. And today I'd like to share the build process I went through to make this bench. It's important to note that this is not what I would call a finished product ready for sale or use. For me, it was just a discovery build. I will often build a project quickly without spending a ton of time on joinery or construction processes. I really just want to learn from the build and have the opportunity to play with some different solutions to problems that might arise. In the interest of not spending a lot of time on this build, I purchased some inexpensive laminate panels for the top and some construction grade 2x4s for the legs. The panels were less than perfect and had some significant twist to them, which really was not a big deal since it's just a discovery build. I began the build process by cutting the panels to size and then cut a V-groove on the end of each panel. The grooves will later accept a square barrel that I use for hinges. With the hinge grooves cut, I use a jigsaw to cut out some box joints at the end of each side of the panels. The box joints will help give the homemade hinge some strength and keep the bench from having a crazy looking gap when it's in the closed position. The idea behind the hinges are really quite simple. After cutting some pieces of oak out on the table saw, I cut them to their appropriate lengths and then drilled a 3/16 hole in the end of each piece. The oak pieces will act as barrels for some 16 penny nails I cut to length with my angle grinder, which I will use for pins. After lining up the panels, I glued one of the homemade hinges to the front and one to the back on both sides of one panel assembly with 2P10. I used Activator to speed up the process. I did the same on the next panel assembly with one large hinge in the center of the assembly. The offset hinge allows for the 2 panel assemblies to lay flat against each other with a common pivot point. They work together to open and close. Then, with the panel assemblies laying together, I added some piano hinges on the back of each section, and this allows it to open up into its full open position and add some strength. For the legs, I cut the sides off some section of 2x4 and made 4 triangular shaped legs. I screwed one set of legs to the front, making sure to offset them so they don't interfere with each other when opening or closing, and for the back legs, I built some simple captured slides so the rear legs could be pulled out to support the top when it's in its full open position. After installing all the legs, I made some simple sliding locks for each side. This locks the top in the open position and gives it some much needed strength. The last step was to create a lock so when it's in its closed position it won't open. And to do that, I just drilled a 1/2-inch hole through both the front legs, then took a piece of 1/2-inch dowel and added a star knob just to make it easy to pull out or to push in. This was a lot of fun for me, and I learned a lot from this discovery build and gained some valuable experience. When I build the next version of this crazy folding bench, I will have a solid idea of what to change and what works. So to me, this project was a great success. I want to thank FastCap for sponsoring today's video and mention how much I love their 2P10. I've been using it for 9 months now, and it's an amazing product that saves me so much time and headaches. If you'd like to try it out or check out any of the other products I used in today's video, look in the description box below for links. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and until next time, take care.